Welcome to Apothecary After Dark, the official podcast of Amityville Apothecary.
This is what real witches talk about when the doors are locked, the lights are low, and the incense is still smoldering.
From spell work and shadow work to hot takes on hexes, healing, and everything in between, we're serving up magic, mystery, and a little bit of mischief.
So pour a cup of your favorite libation, light that protection candle, and settle in. It's about to get witchy. Welcome to another episode of Apothecary After Dark. We have special in-studio guests today.
We made them come to join us because you guys like to see them and we like to highlight them.
And it's Halloween. So I figured, and we figured, that you'd want to know a little bit, like behind the scenes, what goes on around here on Halloween, because we started feeling it weeks ago.
Well, let's start introducing our staffers.
I guess we can.
So here we have Hailey next to me and Katie
Hello.
next to Hailey.
So you'll find them pretty much every day of the week, right? Except for you're not here Mondays and weekends, and you're not here
The midweek.
Wednesdays,
Thursdays, Saturday.
Yeah, but so usually
And I never know anyone's
You'll find
schedule.
one of us.
that is true.
Exactly.
Danielle comes in, she's like, "Hi, who's here?"
Yeah.
I never remember schedules, but we have a great team, and here's 2 members of the team. So we said, well, come show yourselves, and we'll talk about Halloween because it's a crazy time, and there's
It is.
always chaos happening inside and outside the store. So we said, come join us.
I think the moment the calendar turned from September to October, stuff started getting crazy because even on days like Alex named Tuesdays Tumbleweed Tuesdays, which apparently is like known in the restaurant industry, literally people were like banging on the doors to come in clamoring.
People do that every day too. Like sometimes we'll see people outside and we're like, "Oop, let's not be seen because we're not open yet." But I think it's like the veil's getting thinner. The people are feeling it. They're coming in. They're getting their things.
A customer walked in 15 minutes early today before we even opened because I forgot to lock the door.
Really?
With devil horns on, and she was like ready to go. I was like,
We heard
"Time
the
out."
door and Alex went, "Is it already 12?" And I looked at the clock. I was like, "No, they're early."
It happens. What can you do? I mean, I get it. I'd be excited to walk in too.
It's exciting. It's an exciting time. It's a fun time. It's a creative time. And, things get weird here, but like there's no limit to what we experience, especially during this season.
So what do you guys think in terms of, Katie loves crystals, Hailey's our little resident, well, not little, our resident.
Well,
You guys love using that word.
she's like the youngest beside Ty.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, but no, that's
I'll
like,
take little.
oh, okay, I mean, okay. That's fine.
She-
Herbologist.
She's studying to be an herbalist, a traditional herbalist. Why don't you talk about it?
Talk about like what kind of herbs they should be like tapping into for Halloween. Maybe like the veil is thin. Like what should they do?
Here's the thing. The time is creeping up on me, and I haven't even assessed yet what I'm even going to be doing for Halloween. So time is just flying. But I mean...
Mugwort. You love mugwort.
Well, of course. It's the things that are really in bloom right now. Just like how we follow that with what we eat, with the soups and the pumpkins and all of that good stuff. The same thing goes with the herbs. So calendula's in season right now. Goldenrod's everywhere right now.
Can you talk about goldenrod? Because I saw it on my trip upstate. Everywhere. There was so much goldenrod. So
Everywhere.
what's goldenrod? Really, I want to know because I wanted to tell my mom to pull over, but I didn't because she would have killed me.
So goldenrod's everywhere. Even on Long Island here, we have seaside goldenrod everywhere in our yard, and I like harvested it a bunch. But then it was like blooming. It's best to harvest it before it blooms if you're looking for the medicinal properties. But the medicinal properties, it's going to be very tightening, has astringent properties, which means if you use it topically, it's going to help tightening your pores. It's going to help with kind of that anti-aging effect that you hear.
So I'm just gonna like cut down all the goldenrod and line my bed with it as if it was like old-fashioned hay and just sleep on top of
Do you
it.
infuse it
Stuff
into
in-
an oil? Like how does somebody
Right, you
use
can
it?
get creative with it. You can infuse it in an oil. I like just drying it and making it into a tea. You can make a fresh tea. You don't even have to dry it. Just put it in some hot water. Obviously, drink it that day. Don't let it just sit because then
Take
it will
from
rot.
someplace without pesticides, obviously.
Yes, nothing off the road. That's a thing. It's everywhere on the sides of the
Yeah.
highways. Do not take it off the side of the highways.
You don't know.
Is it invasive? Is that why it's there?
It's not invasive because it's, what's the word?
Native.
It's native,
Native.
and indigenous.
And
So-
drought resistant because
Exactly.
we haven't had any rain.
Right. Exactly.
We
It really
haven't.
is. It really is. And then there's still mugwort around. I mean, it's definitely some's dying, but there's still batches that are still around. And then the magical properties, I haven't gotten too deep into the magical sides of it yet, but I can 100% see the correlation between that and calendula as well, as bringing in more of like the light upon the darkness, really transmuting things, which is such a good time to do right now. With this veil being very thin, you can even use assistance on the other side as well and communicating with whoever you'd like.
Well,
on
I'm
the
thinking
other
of
side.
goldenrod being like the lamp of the hermit.
Yeah, that bright.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love
Right?
that.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Think of that. That's
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like illuminating your personal path.
Exactly.
Not so like the lamp wouldn't like cast such a big outward, but just like enough
like a
for
guidance.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
inner guidance, inner
Exactly.
wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Because time is right now. This time is so good for the self-reflection, doing the work right now, honing in on yourself, rather than when I feel like the summertime is like rejoicing with people and coming together and working as a team and all that good stuff. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Thank
those are
you.
little ways that you can work with stuff.
So Katie, what's on your crystal altar for Halloween?
Ooh, Halloween crystal altar. So Halloween's a great time for working with your ancestor altar and kind of honing that relationship and spirit and guides for that. Transmutation, also great stone, is smoky quartz. I really like, we got a lot of Perselli, and that's
Perselli Bluestone.
connection to ancestors and like
So
it's
tell them what
so good.
Perselli, what the famous Perselli Bluestone thing is.
famous Perselli Bluestone is the stone that is used in Stonehenge. So it has a lot of ties to ancestry and what's the word?
Ancient.
Yes, ancient like civilization.
Listen,
Ancient
in
wisdom.
October, we lose our words because we are like overworked slightly.
And
I
it was
couldn't remember Alchemy Academy the other day. I was like, what do we have going on next
Oh,
week?
no.
Oh, it's only our biggest flagship event. That's
I know.
okay.
I also always call it Harvest. It's just Harvest for everything. I don't know.
Harvest time.
Last weekend we had our Haunted Harvest Festival. This weekend we have our Alchemy Academy. So fall is very robust and active for us, and there's
We're
just
so excited for
constantly
that,
people.
too.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. The lineup's amazing, and we're
Well,
really
at
excited.
recording time, now you're confusing everybody because this is airing on Halloween.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
Well-
right, but just as we're
It passed.
right.
It's like being in the future.
That's true. See, as you can tell, and it was a supermoon at time of recording too. So people just are not sleeping well. People being me.
Oh, not
When
at
I say
all.
people.
But with the ancestor altars, Katie, you also not only limit it to humans, you also like to recognize the little animal loves of ancestors that we have.
Yes, definitely.
Gone before us.
I put my pets on there. We all have done an altar before up in, if you've been in the shop, behind our counter. We have like a little shelf and we've cleaned it off and we do our altar every year. We all put our pets. We all put our little missed loved ones. They're really, it's for anyone you have love for. It doesn't have to be, your ancestors don't have to be someone related to you. They can be, and they can be people you don't know that are related to you, that you've never met, that have long passed. Or it can be your grandma, or it can be your friend that you miss. So it's just like expand on your altars.
I like that. And then, so one of the cool things at the Alchemy Academy in the fall that we do, because it corresponds with Samhain, Halloween, now when it's launching, is we participate in a silent supper, a ritual called sometimes a dumb supper. And it's done in noble silence. And we actually take a portion of the serving and we put it on a separate plate to honor our ancestors so that we may include some of their favorite foods. Like I know recently for my birthday, I had dinner with Hailey and I said, oh, you know what? I really want to order lasagna because my dad loved it and my grandma loved it. And it was just like, it just came to me and I felt compelled. But that's part of the tradition. It's like, what makes you feel connected? The veil is thin. We feel them surround us, or we call upon them to please come and, say a little hi, make themselves known. But we also honor them with photos, with mementos, with little tokens, if it's like a piece of lace or one of their pieces of jewelry. And then you can put a little, like my dad loved ice cream, put a little bit before I indulge on my own ice cream,
So
But that's
apples and trees, because I know somebody else sitting here that loves ice cream.
Yeah.
But that's even like to think about it is you naturally ordered lasagna without even really thinking. So it just came to you, and it's just the time of the year that these things are going to come up. So like pay attention to things that are different that you wouldn't normally do that have some sort of importance to you or somebody of your family.
It felt connected, and because I never, maybe once a year, order that, and I just was like, all right, because of my dad and my grandma, I'm gonna do this, and she was like, okay, go with your bad self.
Do it.
So for anybody that doesn't know, Hailey's my daughter.
Yes. She
So-
is my mother.
Yeah.
Well, that's usually how that works. I think also think about the different traditions that you have in your family. I think sometimes we do them so often that we don't realize how important they are, or maybe when you're at a younger stage of your life, it isn't until you get older and you reflect back that you even have traditions. Because I think a lot of people are like, I don't have any traditions. I don't have anything special. We do. Whether it could like lasagna, it could be the flavor of cake. Like I know in my family, we have this Easter bunny cake that we make where you cut it into a bunny shape, and you know how it's like gumdrops and licorice lace whiskers. But our tongue-in-cheek thing is we always only use devil foods cake as the cake during Easter because it's very tongue-in-cheek.
Of course.
But no, seriously, but that's the tradition. Is that the friggin' bunny cake has to be
That's
devil
the tradition.
foods.
I like that.
So, and they said that I don't come from witches. Be real.
But you know what? That's cool. And I don't know if there's like traditional holidays, like things that you always do. Like I like to find the really warty pumpkins.
Oh my God.
I get very
Do you remember
excited.
Frankenstein pumpkin last year?
Oh, yeah.
We had a pumpkin that looked like the head of Frankenstein. It
Yeah,
was
it
shaped
was pretty
exactly
good.
the same way. If we painted it, you wouldn't have known it was a pumpkin.
When I go and I decorate, I need a collection of like the wartiest, weirdest, most interesting pumpkins. And it's just like what I do. I'm like, I'll get the traditional ones. And I'm like, oh, let me get that guy. And she just shakes her head at me. She's like, okay, weirdo.
No, I love those guys.
Yeah.
They get overlooked.
Yeah.
We were always about like roasting our own pumpkin seeds, and my grandpa would always do it and put like tons of butter and salt, and so that was something that like we always did. And honestly, those homemade roasted pumpkin seeds are some of like the best
That sounds
things.
so
They're
good.
so delicious. They really are. We'd all be like eating it and then getting stomach aches because of course like we would eat the seeds too because they were covered in butter.
We always put pumpkins on our stoop, and sometimes they're carved depending if like the kids are around. But my mom bought them early this year, and the squirrels have already eaten all 3 of them. So she needs to get more.
Did they like bore into
Oh,
the
right on
center?
in there.
That's hilarious. I love that. That makes me so happy.
They're so cute. She was like, let him have it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe next year you're gonna have like the phantom pumpkin patches. Have you seen that all over TikTok? That
Where there's like
people
random pumpkins
have
that
gotten random pumpkin patches because they've thrown their pumpkins like into their side yard or into their flower bed, and then
That's
And then they
actually
just root.
happening.
yes,
Yeah. Oh
my
and
God,
people
that's
like
amazing.
so, and you know how big pumpkin vines are. They're gigantic.
Well, it's like that one time you were sitting on the porch with your mom eating cherries and throwing the seeds over to the side, and now you have a cherry tree in your
That
front yard.
it's like 8 feet tall now. It's like 8 years old, this cherry tree. And I can't believe that I have a weeping cherry tree from spitting cherry pits over my porch rail.
nice. Nice.
But it'll be an amazing memory.
Yeah, so in terms of like altar, I have one in my bedroom that has like my family members and like fun little mementos. But I'm just looking around surrounding us. I don't know how much of it's on camera, if anything, but like we have little ravens, we have books that are relevant to the holiday and seasonality. We have crystals that are deep purples and selenite for purifying, and like, you know, I love snowflake obsidian because it integrates the light and the dark, or like the, you know, the black stark obsidian sometimes is a little intense for me, but I love rainbow obsidian. The sheen obsidians, it softens it a little bit for me. Obviously, the red garnet is always a fan favorite, but and the oranges, the carnelian, that heat and the fire. So it just reminds me of the seasonality of, and jaspers. I really love
Jaspers are great.
especially in the fall, because it starts getting darker, and I like that coziness.
It's a lot of grounding,
Yeah.
coming back into yourself, and like really what's the right word?
Introspection.
Introspection.
There you go.
Yeah.
Close
I like
enough.
stromatolite. That's like a lesser
known. Yeah.
one, but
Yeah.
stromatolite actually is like one of those organic sort of like petrified wood, similar to that type of stone, which also I like petrified wood this time of year because it connects you to cycles. And I think, people get a little bit morose because there's not as much sunlight, and people are like, get their seasonal affective disorder. And I think reminding us that we are connected to the cycles of the earth, and that this too will pass, and there's good things to do when it's dark, and there's good things to do when it's light out, and to just keep in mind that it's a cycle and we need all phases. So I really like those stones that connect us to the earth, but especially stones that have had like organic matter in them and then turned into stone. I don't know. I like that. It just feels like comforting to me.
And another really fun thing I like to do that you especially are very good at is the candle carving. So like getting pull-out candles, and then just really getting creative. It doesn't matter how like pretty it looks, but carving into it, and then using different herbs to adorn it, different oils to adorn it, putting glitter on it, and then, honoring either our deceased loved ones or calling in our spirit guides.
Yeah, you could write their names in it if you'd like. It's your family names, the places from which your family comes from. It's also a beautiful way to like tie that candle in. But I think that's a beautiful way maybe to start a candle and light it, because, November 1st and November 2nd is All Souls and All Saints Day, which is an amazing, by the way, you guys, tomorrow, November 1st, we're doing an amazing All Saints and All Souls class with Antonio Pagliarulo. It's in-store only, so if you're local, check it out.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. But
And he's coming out with a book that you'll be able to read too.
He
He's
is amazing
wonderful.
too.
We love him.
I love even just listening to him talk. He can really speak in such a way that it like locks you in.
He's a Gemini.
He's amazing. But I'm thinking about Antonio works a lot with candles, especially for his ancestors and his saints. So working now with that candle magic energy and carrying it into All Saints and All Souls to honor all of our, our family. I think it's a great
amulets
idea.
and talismans too.
Yeah.
So, we have all these bracelets that I always just put on and adorn.
Wonder Woman.
I am, but it's cool because we just went to the church for the relic of the canonized young man.
Carlos Acutis.
Yeah.
Saint
So he was
Carlos.
just recently sainted, and I took some of my bracelets and I was able to touch it to the relic. So now this is blessed.
Mm-hmm.
But, it doesn't have to be formally blessed by a relic.
Bless it yourself.
You can sit in meditation, and Antonio's the first one to say that. Sit in meditation, you hold the crystal bracelet or you hold the crystal in your hand, and you just quietly meditate or just sit peacefully and set the intention of what you want the crystal to help support you in with your intention, or honoring whatever an intention or a person or an animal, whatever it may be. But it's that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Simplest is better. Honestly, by the time you if you make something like a big old production, by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, I don't even want to do this anymore.
I'm over it. Right. Yeah.
Why is that? By the way?
Almost like our tarot spell kits that we got halfway through the year and went, we're over it.
We tried something, and then that's where it
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about burnout. So what else, girls? What else do you like to do?
Or do you want to talk about our house ghosts? What have they been up to lately? Rose and Morris.
Oh, wow.
We have to refresh their altar for Halloween. We really do. And
We need
poor
to.
Morris.
We actually do,
Yeah.
we do honor them in the shop. So those of you who come to the shop, yeah, we do have their photos up. We do have their original brochure. We have a teacup for Rose, and we have a cocktail
Whiskey
rock
glass.
Yeah, whiskey glass with whiskey that we keep it nice and tidy. I think there's a cigar or a cigarette there honoring them.
think
Or
there's
some
a cigarette.
tobacco that we leave as an offering. And, we pay homage to those who walked in the building and worked and operated in the building before us. And every now and then we'll just get, the lights will flash.
The lights will flash. He definitely takes his offerings. I remember one time I came in and I was opening upstairs and I went in the hallway and I went to go upstairs and I was like, it smells like someone just smoked so much tobacco in here. And there was nobody in the building.
Yeah.
So he definitely is like, thank you so much.
People that are sensitive to energies, mediums and such. Like I remember Winterbrook was doing a mediumship event upstairs, and Morris used to live upstairs with his family, and she wasn't really prepared that there was somebody that's like a house ghost resident. And he was pacing around because he didn't know her. And she said, like, you can't come in here. And it was, like, quite upset. She goes, oh, yeah, no, I put him out into a different... I was like, no, that's not how we behave.
Don't put our
Like,
ghosts out.
so,
We're not
yeah.
mean to the house
We're
ghosts.
nice to the house ghosts, so we had to make nice. But, like, people do come in and they sense them.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? They like what you're doing here. They like that you honor them. They like that you're providing service to so many people. So, like, it's part of the history and part of today. So I think that's a nice enhancement to our overall business.
Hailey, have you ever had them mess with the scale when you're packing and shipping upstairs?
The scale, no, but the lights, especially recently, have been flickering.
Really?
Haley gets the door.
Oh, I do get the
She
door.
like tries to shut the door and the door like seems like it's closed and all of a sudden it's just
Yeah.
like whomp.
Really? Why did I know
like
this?
all the time, actually. Like, so I'm like closing the door. It's closed. I even like to the point where I'm like making sure I can't open it again. And then all of a sudden, I'm just a minute later, I'm packing orders and I just hear. I'm like, okay, I'm just leaving it open at that point.
They're curious.
To lock it, so that's not really.
Right.
No.
Yeah, no, you would hear someone coming in, and you can hear like I know when like Vinny or someone's coming into like, and I'll grab the door for them.
Yeah.
You hear people coming in. There's no way that door's just going.
So you get lights?
I don't get lights so much up there.
I get lights recently, like the past week recently. Like it just starts flickering like crazy.
Oh God.
That's
Not
interesting.
like crazy. I shouldn't say crazy.
Do you turn the fan on though too? Because I
No,
never do.
I never turn the fan on.
I don't know.
I hate the fan up there because it makes all the wrapping papers go shh.
That's
not
why I don't
good.
use
Oh,
it.
that's exactly why.
Not
One
good.
time I was up there packing, and it was around holiday, maybe the second year that we were in business, and I was just busy, and we didn't have the full staff, so it was late. It was probably like past 11, and I'm going, and then all of a sudden the energy just shifted in that room, and it was like, I gotta go now. I just put everything down and said, okay, good night. Like, I just felt it. Like, you gotta get out of here now. It's time to go now. Goodbye.
Yeah, they
Oh
will.
my God.
They will.
They'll let you know.
They let you
Yeah,
know. They're like,
they let
it's
you know.
time for you to go away.
Me and Vinny stayed late last Thursday to work on some stuff for Haunted Harvest, and it's like probably 7:30, almost 8, and we just hear something upstairs, like somebody was like walking, but like 2 steps, and I just went, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "I'm trying to ignore it." I was like, "That was a car door. It was a car door. It's fine."
Or how about the time? So I was with just one other customer in the store and then another old employee that we had that no longer works with us. But then
I think I know the story.
yeah, it must
think
have
I know
been
this.
later in the afternoon, and I think it was around like Samhain energy time. And then out of nowhere, it wasn't even that late, but it was at the end of the day. We were just all talking, and then we just hear like on the wall right behind us.
So right behind us,
Yeah.
mind you, at our register, the wall goes to the back office closet.
Yeah.
There was nobody else in there. Nothing
Right.
had fallen, like it would make a noise.
it wasn't even there. It was like towards our like where a pickup closet is. So it's like somewhere where there was nothing. There was nobody. To the point where we were
crazy.
walking around like a somebody here. But
That's weird.
right. I
Yeah.
don't know. Someone was getting mad.
I don't know, but all of a sudden my throat is getting very scratchy.
Somebody was like, no thanks.
I think maybe we should wrap it up because
Listen,
there's
the ghost stories.
certain secrets they don't want
Right.
told.
Well, it's funny because on this side, the spirits of this side, not that they're mean,
It's
but
a different building.
they're not
They're
as
not,
friendly to us as the Amityville Apothecary side. So, like, obviously, right.
The
right
basement
bookstore.
ghosts are a little scary.
They're not.
I'm
They're
They
fine.
not.
are.
I'm fine with it. We're fine
Okay,
with them.
no, I have to tell my basement ghost story then.
All right, the
Because-
last
okay.
story. The last
It was
ghost story.
a Friday night sale, and I was going down to put something away at the end of the night. So we're done with the sale. The cameras are off. Dina and Danny are putting stuff away. I go to the basement to put something away, and as I'm coming back up, I swear it was like either Dina's voice or like Vinny, but it sounded like someone came up like right next to your ear and went, Katie. And I was like, what the fuck? And I ran out of there because I thought it was like someone messing with me. And they were like, yeah, we didn't say anything.
Okay, but they don't get like mean, but right, if we're
they get,
like
scary.
going up and down, they get mad. Even when we brought so many books down for the last Alchemy Academy, like one day, it was like the next hour, all the books like toppled over. And we just
out.
put them up. They're like, what is all this stuff doing down
They're
here?
like, stop making it a mess.
Right.
No, they don't like it when
It's
it's
their
not
space.
tidy. They get aggravated.
do.
And
They
also,
sure do.
it's
Yeah.
usually pretty quiet. So if there's too much activity, it's like it's enough now. It's enough. This is you had your time. Goodbye.
like we need.
I like to announce myself coming down now. I'm like, hi, I'm coming. Like,
I
sorry.
always greet them and say
It's
goodbye.
fine. I'm just going to get this.
Well, we hope you guys have an amazing Halloween. Let us know what you're planning on doing, what you're doing today or tonight or tomorrow and Sunday for All Saints and All Souls. How do you practice? What do you do? We're so curious.
Tag us in your photos of your
Yeah.
altars and like your celebrations and your warty gourds.
I was like, where are we going with that word? What's happening?
gourds.
We need to share ours this year. We'll share a picture of
yeah.
ours, and then you guys can tag us.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for spending time with us, and we will see you at the next episode. And happy
Share with your
Halloween.
friends. You know, let them know. Sharing is caring.
All right. Bye, guys.
Happy Halloween. That's all for tonight, witches, but the magic doesn't stop here.
Be sure to follow Apothecary After Dark wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Leave us a comment or review. We'd love to hear what's stirring in your cauldron.
And you can always find us at shopamityvilleapothecary.com or at Amityville Apothecary across all the socials.
Until next time, keep your wards up, your wands at the ready, and your spell work sharp.